All right, and we are live. Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the first official Gigantic Cosplay stream. I'm Timber, aka Short Bus Superhero, and I also have the lovely Michelle, aka Heavenly Hedgehog, with me, a fellow cosplayer, and I also have a very special guest. I have Vinod, a Motigan concept artist who actually worked on Mozu, who will be talking about this stream. Um, and I am going to go ahead and give the floor to Vinod, actually. He's going to answer some questions for us and talk to us about the character herself and things like that to help get us started on actually creating her and building this little electric rat. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Electric rat. I like
Yeah,
that.
she's a little zap rat.
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, Vinod, thank you so much for joining us. We're
Yeah,
going
it's a lot of fun. I've told Timber this at PAX, but seeing cosplay of something that you worked on or created in this case is super flattering and always a surprise, and we appreciate it as game makers and designers and artists. So it's awesome.
from a
Excellent.
cosplay standpoint, it's always awesome to meet the developers too while
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
decked out. It's like, oh man, you know everything. So, if you could tell us a bit about yourself and what you do at Motiga, just for anyone who doesn't know.
So I Vinod Rams. I'm a concept artist at Motiga. Been doing concept art for games for about 10 years now. And before that, I was doing some other art for product design and also freelance illustration for like Dungeons and Dragons and a lot of old tabletop RPGs like the old Star Wars RPG and
Nice.
Dungeons and Dragons. I did a lot of stuff for third edition. Um, and yeah, then I got into games. I worked at Raven Software for a few years, and then at Monolith, who worked on like Shadows of Mordor and things like that. And then in 2012, right when Motiga was just like 9 or maybe 12 people in a rented office in Bellevue, I got that job and I've been here since ever since. So I got to see Gigantic before it became Gigantic. Like we
Wow.
were working on something that was a lot different. The gameplay ended up becoming Gigantic, but the look of it was a lot different. And one of the coolest things is I got to be here from the beginning to help develop the style, and that's been like a big career high point in my life to help develop a game style. Usually, I get to a game and it's either we're doing realism or we already have a style picked out. Like for the Lord of the Rings, it's make it look like the movies. So this was like all new and learned a lot. I've gotten better as an artist on this project, so it's been awesome.
Awesome. That sounds like an amazing journey.
Yeah, yeah. Humble beginnings to here. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Excited to learn that you worked on Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've been working on D&D stuff for years. Not so much in the last 4 or 5 years, but and then but I never played D&D until last year. We got a group here in Motiga together, and it's been super fun. Like I love it, love it. Like I missed out on years of playing D&D.
It's so
But
good.
you finally did it.
It's so
Yeah.
good. What I have to ask, what did you roll? I just recently rolled a paladin gnome, so I'm excited.
Okay.
What
We're
did
still
you?
playing the same game that we've been playing for the last like year, and I'm a tiefling rogue. And
Nice.
I love tieflings. I
yeah,
always roll tiefling.
I'm the guy in the group that's asking questions still because I'm still like learning how all the mechanics work. So
That's funny.
I'm that guy.
That
Gotta start
guy.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how are you involved in creating Mozu?
So Mozu, the characters in our games come about in usually two different ways. There's just we're working on some drawings and they catch the eye of the designers and the other artists and just everybody in the studio, and they're like, oh, that guy's cool, we got to make him. They create a kit, a gameplay kit around that drawing, and then we develop the character. um, the other way it works is the designers on paper come up with a kit. Like we want this role in the game. We want for Mozu, a caster that's really quick and has like um, medium range,
Mhm.
and they write that very kind of almost just by the numbers. Like here's what skill one does, here's what skill two does.
Mhm.
You know, almost dry, just on like just text, and they they'll prototype that whole kit, and if it's playing well and it's fun, then it'll get pulled over to us on the art
Mhm.
team, and we'll say, well, we've all played this kit. We've run around as this like proxy model,
Mhm.
and now what do I really feel like this character is? So then a bunch of us will work on the same character. We'll just throw some drawings out there, get get a feel for them. Uh, the other concept artist here, Devin, did a bunch of drawings for the kit that became Mozu. I did a bunch. There was one that stood out. If you guys go back later and watch the Clash course on Mozu,
Yeah.
I go through all that process, so you can actually see that. Um,
Perfect.
but I did this one drawing of a kind of a masked little diminutive character that has a mask on, a fun pointy hat,
Yeah.
um, little glowy eyes, and you know, tiny character but blasting like crazy amounts of magic out of the wand. So it's like almost like a little kid with a fire hose is what I used to like the analogy I was trying to make. And I as I was drawing that, I labeled that drawing the wand thief, and then I came up with the idea as I was drawing, like, yeah, this character is really good at magic, but this character doesn't want to go to Hogwarts and go and like learn by the books, right?
Yeah.
So this character would just go around to where wizards hang out, like wizard bars, and steal wands from the
just
wizards and just
just
go crazy. Yeah, just and go crazy and use them. And if this one doesn't work, I don't like it, I'll just throw it out and grab. I'll, just this the idea of, there's the Spider-Man thing of with great power comes great responsibility. So Mozu would be with great power. Dot dot dot.
screw
She
it.
wants to play with the power. She doesn't care about the responsibility
That's
part of it,
funny.
and that's like the core to her character. But so that character, that initial drawing didn't have a face. It was almost like a masked like thief type character, or even like it kind of looked like a Jawa from Star Wars, the little glowy
Mm.
eyes and just like you couldn't see
Mhm.
anything. So once we decided that's awesome for the character, the wand thief, I just started the process and started developing this little goblin kind of creature. And the first drawings of this goblin creature were kind of traditional fantasy
Mhm.
goblin, which are kind of reptilian and also kind of like human, kind of monkeyish.
Mhm.
And I started just playing around. I was like, our world is fantasy. It owes a lot to things like, Lord of the Rings or D&D and all the fantasy
Mhm.
things that have come before. But we also didn't want to just have, here's the orc of our world and here's the elf of our world. So
Yeah.
it's a fantasy world, and there's a thing that could be considered a goblin, but in our world it looks like what Mozu looks like. So if we ever make another goblin character, we want to tie some characters together.
Mhm.
We could make another Mozu type character, and now we have two of them. It's like
Right.
branching the world out that way rather than doing it all ahead of time.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun coming up with, oh, let's do something. I started bringing in some monkey features and then some cat features, um, and it started to come together. There's some old drawings of Mozu where like I wasn't set on that she's kind of cute. Like she's always mischievous, so she's not like
Mhm.
like super adorable cute. She's just like cute, but also kind of like you'd go to like give her a big hug and then your wallet's missing, like that kind of mischievous.
Almost like
So
a literal rat. Like that's kind of how
yeah,
they are. Like you want to
yeah,
pet
or
them, but
like
you
a
don't
monkey,
know.
like monkey,
Or
yeah, like a little monkey, like a little like you
yeah.
know they do all these funny cute things, but they also
She
are
does
like
kind of have those monkey feet, those like eye
yeah,
feet almost. Yeah.
right. So I just thought, let's develop this character that way, and that went really well. Like At one point, she wasn't as cute. She looked more like a little like impish kind of creature, and then I started bringing more of the cat features into her, but then still retaining some of the monkey stuff. So it was really fun to develop her. Like she's one of them. Then when it got pulled over to the animators, after the model was done, the animators did a great. Like Johan was the animator for Mozu, and he did a really good job with her. Like she plays the way I was thinking she should move, and then the gameplay from the designers fits in. Like she's one of the more. I think all our characters are doing a good job of feeling like the way you play them and looking like the way that they play, and I think she does a really good job of that. Like she looks like a little like uh, mischievous little monkey rat, but then she also feels a little really quick on her feet. Um, when I play her, like I'm always moving, I'm dodging and teleporting here and teleporting there, like and because she's so small and compact, it feels right,
Yeah.
like as opposed to being a really tall and lanky character or
Yeah.
something. So, yeah, I think she came together really well. I'm really, really proud of the work that the whole team did on her.
Yeah, she's
I
great.
know. I love that you guys went the cute route because she's adorable.
Yeah.
She really is. She's kind of a crowd favorite, also, I think. A lot of
Yeah.
people. Geek Faye mentioned in chat she actually had a hoodie. I'll have to get pictures from her. She commissioned a hoodie, and it's the whole Mozu hood, and it is so cool, and she just
Who'd
did
you
it for
commission
herself.
it from?
She'll have to post it. Geek Faye, go ahead and post who you commissioned it for. Again, she's not selling it because copyright.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah.
just don't make hoodies and sell them.
No,
But
I want to commission one.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah, but she is.
Besides, an Etsy seller who airbrushes hoodies.
Oh,
They're
that's awesome.
super detailed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really cool. I think they did Taito as well. Yeah, there it is in chat. So yeah, you can go ahead and
Okay.
commission from her. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. So anyway, but back to questions. Michelle, you had more questions
Yeah.
for Vinod. That one was for Troy.
Well, it sounds like you guys spent a lot of time really making sure that you got Mozu exactly right, and she does feel
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Like
Our process is like that. It's not like at this date the character's done, you're done drawing, moving on to the modeler and never touch it. Like it comes back and forth. Like I said, her face wasn't really appealing at first, and we got it in the game, and she played really well, but her face was kind of weird. So I went back and did some more drawings, and then we redid the face. So there is a lot of back and forth. I think a small company gets the luck of, or you're allowed to do that at a small company. The bigger a company gets, the production and everything is lined up just perfectly. So if you say we need to redo some part on this character, it like messes up like 35 people's schedule. So here we're like a medium-sized company now, so it's like it's pretty easy to switch things around and be like, this is not working. We need to redo this. So, yeah, I think there's little touches in her animation that make me laugh, like when she gets hit, like wands just go flying from her backpack, like because she's got like however many wands that she's stolen in there, and like little touches that we want to keep putting into the characters, even if after the game's out, like we add them in a patch or whatever. Like we want to keep it so the characters are you just want to play them, like because of the way they're animated and the way they move and the way they look. So yeah.
Excellent.
All right. So my next question. Now, I know you spent a lot of time really thinking about Mozu and everything, like making her absolutely perfect. But for cosplayers, you kind of want to make sure that you're recognizable. So from your perspective, as kind of, her parent,
Yeah, Papa
what
Mozu.
would you think is kind of the single most iconic aspect of Mozu? The one thing that as long as you have it, you're Mozu.
Yeah, I think it's the yellow pointy hat combined with the purple ears. I think if you nail that, then you got the character. If I had to name two things, it's like her initial shape. If you look at like my concept art or you look at just the model on the website, she almost has like a star shape to her because she's got the pointy hat up top, and then she's got her pants and her sleeves are kind of the same shape. They're that like triangular, like wizard robes.
Mhm.
And because it's a cartoony game, we can make those any shape we want. So when she's like jumping off the airship or when she's running, like she has that like, you know, 5-star pattern. And like the whole zigzag and like there's a lot of like zigzag shapes and arcs. Like not a lot of curvy shapes to her. She's a lot of straight lines and zigzag shapes. So, but I think it is the yellow hat and the purple ears. That's what makes the character Mozu, I think.
Oh, that makes me nervous. Oh, I got to nail that hat now. Oh no.
Yeah.
You got your work cut out for you there, Timber.
Yeah, I have no idea how. I love seeing cosplay stuff and like what you guys do. It's like for a character that's not a human, it's like a whole other problem, right? To solve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do
I
you
know.
go the mascot? Do you go the mascot route, or do you go like you're taking your human form and kind of bringing Mozu into it, kind of, Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to
know.
describe that.
I think for Mozu, you wouldn't necessarily need to go full mascot. You could
Right.
just do makeup, but if you wanted to go really hardcore, do like latex.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, add
yeah.
the cheeks
Get
and
that
the
nose.
Yeah. I think you'd be able to do that. It's characters that I think of like Voden, where I'm like I guess I would just build a fursuit. I don't know
Yeah.
what else to do.
There are people online that can help you.
I'm sure there's tutorials.
I think for building her on a human form, you'd almost want to get because if you build, I always feel like if you build her robes, they would just they would respond to gravity. They'd just be that kind of. You almost want to get them so they're really poofy or something. I don't know. That's
We'll be talking about that later on.
Yeah.
I've got an idea. I have
Do you
an
guys
idea.
when you guys are planning? Do you guys do like a little sketch of like a human body and kind of work out?
I do pages.
Okay,
of
good.
Sketches.
Yeah. We got some of that coming up because she's really. I'm not good about it. When I did
Yeah.
Zenobia, I went, this is probably how it's gonna turn out. But she's really good at pre-planning about all that. So, and you really want to. By the way, cosplayers pre-plan. Don't do it like I do it. Pre-plan
Planning
it.
is important.
Just in general, life skills. Planning is important.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and if anyone in the chat has any questions, ask them now. I've got another question for Vinod first, so go.
Yeah.
So did you guys have any materials in mind when you were working on Mozu? Anything that cosplayers could be like, ooh, so that's the right thing to get?
The hat is definitely inspired by the classic wizard hat. Which, if you think about how they realized that in like the Lord of the Rings movies with Gandalf and stuff, I remember if you saw behind the scenes footage of them making those movies, like his hat, when Gandalf took his hat off, it retained that shape, right? Like it has like stuffing inside of it, just to get that iconic wizard shape. I think so. I feel like the hat is made out of some pretty thick fabric. Like the trim on it has some like weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not flimsy in any way. Because you guys, as a cosplayer, you'd want to build that curve into it a little bit too. So it's not completely straight up and down. The robes are definitely thinner than the hat because they do like bounce and move with her animation. I don't think the and then she has a couple leather or fake leather or whatever you want to use, like elements that are on top of the robes. You can see that in the character, like, so she's got the hat on her head, and then she's got like a little mini cape that has little like orange tassels, and then there's that leather kind of. It's like it'd be like level 1 leather armor.
I thought it was kind of like a vest kind of a thing.
It is almost
like a little jacket.
A little.
And she's got a lot of triangles in her design, like making sure like those shapes retain. They don't look kind of like soft or anything. They have that nice triangular design on everything. That would be probably a good tip for retaining the character. But yeah, I feel like the robes are thinner, the hat is poofier.
Would you think that the robes and the trim, would they be shiny or maybe like a kind of
Like a
just
matte?
a little bit of a sheen or matte?
Yeah, I think they could. I don't think they would be matte. I think they could have a little bit of a shine. I think if they're too shiny, like then they don't look like you'd want to run around in them. Like they would look like you'd walk nicely into like a ballroom with them, right? So they're not all burlappy and dingy, like
Yeah.
going back to like Gandalf or something. They're nice. They're like nicer robes.
But action material.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
The robes in like the Harry Potter movies, those were pretty matte, weren't
Yeah, they were
I'd
kind
say
of
those are
brown.
probably like
Yeah.
wool.
they?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those are probably a wool.
Yeah.
Those on, I
You know-
feel like just because of the color, how bright teal that color is, like
Yeah.
it would look. I don't know if I imagine that being have
Yeah.
a slight shininess to it.
I'm thinking like almost a Aladdin kind of material. Like she almost has that kind of Arabian, like the loose, where like maybe it's
Right.
a little chilly, but it's not. But you're out nice. You're going to maybe the Sultan's palace, and you
Your
want
mic's
to go
going
to.
a bit robot.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
But we heard you.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. I think.
I kind of picture the hat as being like a felt, like the yellow being felt with
Yeah.
Yeah.
leather or vinyl trim.
Right.
That's
Yeah, that could work.
exactly what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Was a nice thick felt, and also
Yeah.
felt
Yeah.
isn't expensive.
Because felt you can mold too. Like you can
Right.
wet mold felt and really get that shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, batting and
the-
felt. Yeah.
And then she's got the backpack, which is like it could be whatever, but it's meant to be some kind of leather type backpack.
Mhm.
And then all the wands. The wands are kind of fun for someone doing cosplays because there are the ones that we designed in the game, like 4 or 5 wands that they just throw in there. But there's no reason why you could just take any wand design of your own and just use them because that's the whole point of the character. So
Mhm.
you can
that's
actually
a good
have
idea.
a little more extra creativity there. It's like, oh, I designed my own Mozu one because
And
or
here's
just buy some Harry
Or you
Potter.
there you go. Here's Harry Potter's one.
Do your
Here's
fantasy movies and see which ones you want to put in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
oh, that would be hilarious. Here's Voldemort's one, and I stole this one. Oh, that's
Do you have
awesome.
any more questions, Timber?
I have
Your
one
mic's
from.
still doing that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Unplug it and plug it back in or something.
God, I don't know what's going on. Is this better?
All right. Well, Timber's getting her mic figured out. What is your absolute favorite part of Mozu, whether it's personality or design?
I like the hat. I like that she's got the fun color to the hat. You can see her from far away in the game, and I think that's important. But I think it's her personality. I think the fact that she's Timber got replaced by a dog. I think it's the the fact that she's talented magician, but she just doesn't want to do the homework. I think that's really endearing and fun. Like we all know people like that, super smart, talented people, and then they don't want to do it the right way. They want to do it their way. She's the person that buys a video game or buys some kind of gadget and rips into it and throws the instruction book away. That's her. So if you're that person, then you understand that character.
I have a moral opposition to reading anything.
Yeah.
I won't do it. Everyone's like, well, why don't you do the tutorial? I'll be honest with you. I've never done Gigantic's tutorial. I was like, oh, tutorial, yeah, that's cool. That's nice. I'm gonna go play the game now. Thanks. So, yeah. Is it better?
I think it's her personality that stands out to me for sure.
Yeah. She's so cute.
Right.
GeekFay had a question. Definitively, what is Mozu's hair color? We've seen in her kind of concept art that she has kind of a mohawk thing going on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
is that official? What are we looking
that's
at?
official. Like, her hat comes off every once in a while when she's running or whatever, and you can kind of see it in there. You could probably, I would say, her hair color it's like a dark purple.
Okay.
It's not black, but it's closer to black than like the purple of her skin.
Okay.
And you can
Or
see it
her
on the
fur or
tuft of her
whatever.
tail, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's
that?
the same hair color. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. And Chris had a question also. Mo Talipa wants to know, do any of her wands have names or lore attached to them? That's a
Um,
cool question.
yeah, I think um, we have written some stuff about like where she got the different wands from, um, but they don't have names. That'd be fun to do. I think that's. I'm gonna write that down because I think putting names to them would be a lot of fun. Like they have the skills have names that are
Mhm.
fun, but giving that's something like definitely like stretch goal. Like put give give Mozu's like we already made jokes about like how we theme like some of the skins we're doing for her
Mhm.
and like the lore attached to those skins because all of our skins are going to have some lore attached to them as opposed to just being like fun like just
Silly.
random costume so if we're doing that then there's no reason when you get the skin with a whole new wand set those wands can't have little properties to them so yeah I think that's an awesome idea but
Nice job, Chris.
Yeah, good question.
Very nice. I don't know what that question
Right.
means, Milky.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know what that means.
If you're smelling something, it's probably in your
If it's toast, call 911.
what that smell like
I imagine they smell like cedar. Well, some of them. It depends on the material. Like, who knows? I don't know what a phoenix feather
maybe they
smells
want to know
like,
what Mozu smells
but
like like
I-
weird fire like that smell of like when you use fireworks and it's just hanging in there like smoke and like brimstone or something
like she's always freshly exploded something.
yeah
See, I was thinking more of like the hamster stuff you get for hamsters and like mice and stuff, that like cedar
Yeah,
chipped. Yeah. That's what I kind of pictured. But I'm really stuck on her being a rat, even though she's a monkey.
Yeah.
Zap monkey, to be more accurate. So, very, very funny.
Another thing we thought about for the type of magic she uses,
Mhm.
it's not like super scary like magic that some evil wizard would use or whatever. We were thinking of the magic being almost like funhouse type magic, like weird like vortexes and wavy beams, like something that has a lot of personality to it, like almost like magician type magic, like a top hat magician type magic, as opposed
It's
to
a
like
show.
Yeah.
as opposed to like some dark wizard shooting stuff. But that retains a little bit of fun to the character because the character is fun, as opposed to being a super serious character. So yeah, I think that's all I can think of to get into Mozu's head.
I think we had one more
that's a
question
scary
here.
place.
Geek is asking, has Mozu stolen anything other than wands?
She's probably stolen spell books. She's probably stolen she'll probably go into a castle and there's one room that's got beautiful lighting and in the center of that room is like a weird floating cube that no one but the high wizard's supposed to touch. She probably just walks in there and just grabs it with her tail and runs away.
Just-
I think she uses wands, but she steals anything magical
Oh,
if
that's
she wants
funny.
to use it.
I
she-
oh, go ahead.
She looks at it and she's just like, that's fun. I'm gonna try that.
And then Geek also had a suggestion for when she kills someone. Have her say, "Ooh, I didn't have that in my collection."
That's pretty good.
I like
Yeah,
that
I like
one
that.
with her little. Oh, I didn't have that for my collection. Like some kind of. Oh.
You do VO for her.
There you go. New job, Timbre.
We'll see. Only if I nail the hat.
All right. So did we have any more questions in chat? I know we have to wait for the delay.
The delay after this delay. That's
Wait for
awesome.
the delay, do you have?
Well, we have a minute, and they're doing that. There was one question I liked. If there's anything you could tell to a cosplayer, anything at all about Mozu, what would you say? Any inspiration, anything to get us going? How would you? What would you like to say to that?
I would say nail that hat, get that hat perfect with the ears and everything, and the colorful nature of her costume feeds into like her playful nature. So like that's the important part. I feel like if you're doing cosplay for is like the colors, getting those colors like really vibrant,
Hmm.
that'll make that costume stand out. I think, um, and yeah, I think the hat would be the hardest thing for you guys to. The first part of the hardest thing.
Everything's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have heard it officially. Most important part of a Mozu cosplay. Make sure you get your hat and your ears right, and the very bright colors. Mozu is fun.
Yeah. Make sure they send me one.
It looks like we don't have any more questions from the chat,
Yeah.
unless I'm missing something. Someone still wants to know what that smell is.
I don't know. I still think you should maybe call the nearest hospital if you're really smelling something, though. And yeah, Chris is giving you away that you want a wand. Is that true? Do you, would you like a Mozo wand for your very
Oh,
self?
sure. I think it's awesome that you gave me Zenobia as like headpiece.
Oh.
We have a couple like Taito masks and the sword and stuff. So
Yep, we gave
Yeah.
you the sword.
you make some cool ones. Make a little extra one after the con when you're not as busy, and I will buy one of those from you for sure.
Is it now? Does it count as copyright if we sell it to the developers who made them?
Nah.
Okay, you heard it here.
I'll trade you a drawing of Mozu.
Oh, there you
or
go.
a wand.
There you go.
So it's just an art trade.
Oh, there you go. It's just an art tweet, people.
Yeah.
Remember that. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you. We have some.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes, very fantastic. So everyone, once again, this is not Vinod, Vinod, Motiga's concept artist who did a slew of their characters, including Mozu and Zenobia, two huge fan favorites. And yeah, talking to us about Mozu, and we're actually going to get into some other things about making Mozu. Vinod, you're welcome to stay, but I'm sure it's late. And,
Yeah, I do have to
Yeah.
leave. So
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for taking the
Okay.
time out of your busy schedule to come hang out with us.
yeah, it was fun.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye. Oh.
Oh, now you've
Oh no. Okay. Awkward. This is the most awkward thing. Okay, so we're gonna switch it up. Actually, because I don't even want to look at that right now. So let's switch it up. I have changed directions to the.
You may want to
Yes.
adjust that.
Yeah. We're going. I'm switching. Totally. Don't worry about it. It's changed. Wait for the delay. We have exciting news. Talipo.
You may also want to take a moment
What?
to do your mic again.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I play around with the mic. Go ahead and tell them about the new.
First
guy.
off, I want to remind everyone, please be polite in chat. First and foremost,
Yeah.
polite is a virtue.
Yeah. Be kind,
All right.
or else we'll kick you out. Okay. Mic better.
All right, and it looks like Vinod is in the chat right now. So if you had any more questions or anything like that, go for it. So, as Timber stated at the beginning, I'm Heavenly Hedgehog. She's Timber,
Hi.
also known as Short Buzz Superhero.
Oh, hi.
And this is the very first episode of a cosplay series. We're going to be focusing on Gigantic, on all the heroes, and we're gonna be taking like a few weeks to a month or so, and we're gonna be focusing on one hero at a time and kind of tackling it from a cosplay perspective. We're not going to be making a complete cosplay, but we're going to be talking to you guys about kind of where to start, what your options are, what materials you could possibly use, and we're each going Is the sound still on over there?
Yes, we're good.
Okay.
We should be good.
And we're each going to be tackling one aspect of the character, and we're going to also be having some guest cosplayers joining us too. And we're just going to kind of go at it a bit piecemeal and show you guys how to tackle certain aspects of, to start with, Mozu.
Yes. So I am trying to get our video back. I'm so sorry about this, guys. I keep having this problem where it wants to just crap out on me all of a sudden. So, very nice, Michelle. Thank you very, very, very much. So let's go ahead and get into, why don't we talk about some of your sketches that you have while I set up this. I know you had some ideas, and I will bring those up. I have them in OBS. I can just go ahead and show it to you. So that's Michelle's huge face. Look at her. She's huge right now.
Enormous.
She's huge. So, and for those who haven't been in my streams before, this is about how it goes every time, because I am the worst. Okay, so we got Michelle back. So yeah, so go ahead and chat away about your ideas, some alternatives to what we're gonna do, and all that.
All right, so one thing to consider about cosplay, first of all, is that there is not one single way to cosplay a character. Cosplay is as difficult and expensive as you make it, and on the other hand, it's also as easy and budget friendly as you make it. It's kind of my favorite thing to do. I don't typically go 100% for accurate on a character. I like to go inspired, which is kind of taking key elements from a character, such as Mozu's hat, and adapting it for, maybe an easier, maybe cuter cosplay, or something that's just kind of more at my skill set at the moment, or easier to move around in. That's always key. You want to be able to move. So I know that Timber's going to be popping up a few sketches.
Yes. Oh. I wonder why that happened. Why was that a thing that just happened in my life? Yes, so let's go ahead and go to the sketches. Yeah.
So for cosplay, you don't need to, worry too much about, body type or skin color or gender even. You can adapt a character, any character, to look exactly as you want it to and still be that character. All right, so the one we've got up there right now, the first one is kind of a sketch of more of like an accurate cosplay. I've got, if you can see it, the lighter lines are kind of where your actual body would be. A lot of the things with Mozu are what I tackled with Aisling, which is kind of size and shape. With Aisling, I had to make myself look much shorter and stockier and younger. So I utilized a hoop skirt for that. So for Mozu, what I would do is kind of build out that vest so that that's kind of where you get the girth from. That's where you get the roundness of her shape, because she's not skinny. She's not a little stick figure. She's a mouse, sort of. She's rounder in the body. So I would probably build out a hoop into that vest to get that shape out, and then extend the pants from there, because she's wearing pants. She does not have a skirt. They're pants. And I know that Vinod was mentioning it's very important to get that poofiness of the sleeves and the pants. Unfortunately, I discovered this after I did Aisling, but there's something called horsehair braid, which is specifically meant to hold the hems of like when you see a dress on a celebrity and it's like super, like the hem is all scalloped and it's really kind of waving out. That's what horsehair braid is for. I would definitely look into using that for the hems of Mozu's, the cuffs and the hems of her pants, just to really help keep that shape. I think that a hoop skirt would not work for Mozu because she's not wearing a skirt, and hoop pants seem really impractical.
Yeah, could you imagine going around all day like that? I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
And I know we mentioned before with the face, kind of, you don't necessarily need to go with a full prosthetic if you don't want to. I probably wouldn't, just because I don't have the patience for that, and I have sensitive skin, so my concern would be that I'd break out in a huge rash or something. You could always just go with the makeup. Mozu has very detailed, very distinctive makeup, which I think that Ashley
Yes.
is going to tackle?
Yeah, Ashley, she's from Rematch GG. Hi, Hanako, and let me know if my mic messes up anymore. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, yeah, so from Rematch GG, she is really good with makeup. She will probably be joining us to do Mozu's makeup and as well as making prosthetic ears for Mozu, which, as Vinod said, really important to the character design. So, yeah. So hi Hanako, if you're here, we love you and we're really excited to have you. So yes, she couldn't make it tonight, so here we are.
So yeah, for an accurate cosplay, definitely work on that shape, getting it wider so that it makes you look shorter. If you're really tall, you're going to have a little bit more difficulty with it, but you can do it. I believe in you. And then I would say kind of one of the harder things to tackle would be the tail.
Yeah.
I would probably do it out of an EVA foam just to keep it lighter. You could go with wire coated in like, stuffing, batting, and some sort of a fabric, maybe a felt or something, or a fleece. But I think for me personally, I would go with foam because it's lighter. And you would probably want to end up having like a belt harness, like have it connected to a belt around your waist. And then I would suggest a 2-point harness with some fishing line going from your shoulders to the tail to help hold it upright like that. It's one of the sad things that I see a lot with like Pikachu cosplayers is when the tail is kind of droopy. And Mozu's tail, it's electric. It is up.
Yeah. Don't want a droopy tail.
Kind of something that I would consider with that too. Then of course you see the casual cosplay, which I've done before. We did it with I've done it with Portal, which is just a jacket and implementing a lot of the elements, such as if you've seen Geek Phase jacket in the chat.
Yeah.
That is very much casual cosplay. It's something that you can just kind of wear. It's comfortable and you can take it off easily with normal clothes underneath. So if you don't want to go hardcore, but you still want to honor a game that you love, that's one definite option that you could go for.
Yes. And what are some other options? You have some sketches for some alternatives to that as well. So let's take a look at those. Bah, there they are.
All right. I can't see them yet. I'm waiting for the stream to load. So the other two options I had were inspired, which I said is something that I really love to do. And I also included a kids cosplay because when I was at PAX this year, PAX Prime, I saw an adorable little girl dressed up as a League of Legends character who happened to be, it was a little girl character. I don't know her name. I don't happen to play League of Legends.
Annie.
But it was simple. Annie. She had a ton of fun, and she was with some family members who were in more elaborate cosplays, including probably her dad is a giant teddy bear.
Teddy bear, yeah, that was Annie.
And it was adorable. But one thing to keep in mind for kids' costumes is they're not going to put up with as much as an adult will put up with. You're going to want to keep it very simple, very lightweight, very comfortable. So my suggestions for a kid's cosplay is a kind of simple jersey dress, or for a boy, shirt and some shorts. And for the girl, I have, purple leggings, some purple tennis shoes, and a little bitty hat. You're not going to go for a giant hat. Kid's not going to put up with that. It's going to get taken off. So a little hat, maybe something you can attach to a headband, something very light. That way, they can have fun, because I've seen kids cosplaying and they love it. It's awesome. And everybody loves seeing a little kid enjoying what they're doing. And plus good for Halloween.
It is so cute. I want one. I would love to have just like a little one on a headband. Oh, it's so cute.
And that's what I did for the inspired cosplay. I'm a fan of tiny hats for inspired stuff, just because when you're going for something inspired, you're not going full out like gigantic stuff. You're looking for something that's more cute, a little more fun. We did a Portal prom cosplay once, so just incorporating elements of a character into something a bit more kind of mainstream, I guess. So for the inspired cosplay, just kind of a cute fitted dress with a poofy skirt to help bring in the element, the poofiness of her pants. Purple stockings and shoes, because Mozu's purple. And of course, you've got the big ears, which are important, and a little hat just because it's cute.
Just because it's cute. That dress looks very stylish. I feel like I would just wear that like on a night at the town. Just like, yeah. That's beautiful with the vest. Her level 1 armor. It's very cute.
And if you go to conventions that happen to have like masquerades or parties like that, an inspired costume can be a better choice because it's more lightweight. it's not as detailed. You can make it more detailed, but for the most part, it's going to be easier to move in and harder to damage.
All right, wonderful. So, on that note, I want to introduce something new and exciting. So, Motiga released really, really cool guides. Well, not really a guide. They released cosplay kits. It had a whole bunch of pictures of their characters, concept arts, and things we can take to really get a good look at them. Well, Mo Talipo, dear Chris, he actually took that and has reformatted it, and I am pleased to announce the new and improved guides. They're not all finished yet, but they did finish Mozu for us specifically and for you guys to take a look, and I'm going to bring that up right now. We're going to go through this bad boy. Bam! Alright, Mozu the Mischievous Magician. That is quite the mouthful. So here we are. Brand new. It's all PDF files, so instead of downloading individual files, which was exciting and great, now we have a PDF file for those who don't want to download a million.
It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful, and I'm going to slide. Oh, look at it. Slowly. We got the concept art. You could see her with her little mohawk, nice in that dark purple, and also a really nice shot of those wands. She has some really cool, intricate wands, and you can see her backpack full of them again. Going through. And our favorite, Rejoice Cosplayers, look at it! We have color swashes! Color swashes! Oh, look at it!
Amazing.
Look at it with the number, and that's something like I didn't even think of ever having the numerical color for whatever it's called, color formula. I don't know. For each of them, so you can actually just type in what color it is and try to find it that way and stuff. So it is gorgeous. And
now there's no questions about what colors you're using.
Yes, none at all. Just
you can put this on your phone, take it into the store, and just kind of put fabrics up to your phone. Like, what color is this?
Yep.
Just make sure you've got your brightness turned up all the way.
Going down, we have. Oh God, it's so pretty.
It is.
Look at her with her little tail. I love this one because it has her not holding any of the wands. So you could just see how her hands are, her little eye feet, and her little eye tail. Very, very cute. Let's see. And again, this is going to be made for all the heroes. Every single hero is going to get one of these.
Sorry. Kind of a preview.
Yes.
How it's all going to look.
Yes, and here's her little face. Actually, that's interesting. I never noticed that how arched her nose is. That's really cool. It really comes out there. Look at that detail.
I know. It's gorgeous.
So pretty. Yeah, it is leather. I never noticed just how leathery it looked. But you can really get, and there's like tassels. I don't know if she had tassels. Shut up with tassels. Wow. Okay.
Oh, man, I wish I would have had this for some of the cosplays I've done.
All right. We got some nice little detail there. Some more tassels. So I guess if you have to cosplay Mozu, you have to cut off most of your fingers. Just don't actually do that. Don't cut off your fingers, Tim. Don't do that. Okay, just kidding. So anyway, Michelle, look at that. That's just for you, baby. Look at those wands.
I'm waiting for the delay,
the
but
wands.
Yes, the wands.
Really, really, really cool.
In case we haven't mentioned it yet, Timbre's going to be making Mozi's hat, and I'm going to be doing some wands.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about having this for reference.
Yeah. No, this is super, super, super. Yeah, you did hear a nerdgasm. You're going to hear a lot of nerdgasms during this stream because it's so exciting. Oh!
We're lucky to have this for the stream right now.
Yeah. We are. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Motiga, for getting this out to us. More wands. Ooh, I'm just happier than Mozu in a wand shop. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God, there's purple wands. So there's wands that look like Zenobia, tail wand. Where do you find these kits? Right now, so they are still working on them. And I'm not sure. We will be giving updates, and I'm sure Motiga and Go Gigantic will also be having a ton of Twitter updates and Facebook updates when they actually have these up.
But keep an eye on the Cosplay Kit. I know we have a link to it in the Gigantic Cosplay Facebook.
Yes.
And I imagine that Chris will be kind of updating these as he gets to them.
Yes, and he's already been updating. He's been working his little tail off on these, and I'm sure eventually they'll have a whole spot for them, like they do the current cosplay kit, which we will link at the end of this stream. We'll link you all that good stuff. We won't give it away, baby. And yeah, and like I said, this is done. I have to talk to him to see if this is going to be released yet, or if it's not, this might just be a preview for it.
Sneak
Not sure.
peek.
Yeah. I also like that, I didn't notice this, but they have the recipe for a troublemaker like Mozu is appallingly simple. Just mix macadam. Oh God. A modicum of magical training with a penchant for mischief and a flexible definition of ownership. So there's a little lore for you. We even have some lore. So that's really cool. So, oh God. Oh, it hurts. I don't even want to look at it anymore. It's so beautiful. It's so cool. Okay, so
for anyone who hasn't done cosplay before, and for everyone who has, if you have, you know. If you haven't, this is amazing to have. This way you're not searching through endless screenshots and like Google images searches, trying to find that one picture of the front of, Mozu, or that the side, because it's all right here. This is the perfect reference guide for you, and you don't have to go hunting for it. Ta-da!
Ba-ba-da-da. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm just scrolling through it again. I'm just gonna. I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, the color swatches alone is worth its weight in gold.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many screenshots I've taken and had to do like the Photoshop like color drip. And I'm like, okay, so I guess it's this color because this is what Photoshop's telling me. So, but yeah, there it is. Mozu Cosplay Kit.pdf, and I love that it's in PDF. Easy to print, easy to view, easy to download. Everything's all in one. So there it is. Ta-da!
Yay.
So, with that, I'm going to go back to our scene, which hopefully works. If not, I'm going to spend another 10 minutes of our time making it work again. So here we go. Keep your fingers crossed. Here we go. Oh my God, it worked. I don't even know what to do. Can I mess it up just to fix it again? Because it's just, I don't know.
Did we not get to our own introductions?
Oh, we did, briefly and laggily. We did, sort of. But we can do that right now again. So, Michelle, hold on. I switched our screen cap, so you're under Timbre.
I'm Timbre now. Hi.
Okay, so oh God. Move you over here, or move me over here. Move you down. Okay, anyway, so move me more over here. There we go. Okay. So yeah, once again, I am Timbre, aka Sherpa Superhero, and this is Michelle, aka Heavenly Hedgehog.
So what's your cosplay experience? Where are you coming from?
Oh God. Okay, so my cosplay experience is actually a bit limited than yours. I started about 2.5 years ago with Emma Frost and Fiona from Adventure Time. So those were pretty low-key cosplays in comparison to then eventually making an entire Zenobia outfit, making a dress out of tentacles, a tentacle dress, and making an entire dress. I should have got pictures of us in those, but anyway, and making an entire dress from scratch, including all her accessories and all that, and that was recently at PAX South. So a lot of that is new and exciting experiences and failures and failures and failures, and also quite a bit of successes. So I'm pretty excited. So yeah, about 2.5, I started doing it.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we had a little bit of a hiccup, but we're good now.
Yes.
So yeah, and Michelle, what are your cosplay experiences?
Well, I just realized I've been cosplaying for a decade.
Oh wow, you have a lot more experience.
Old.
No, it means
Don't
your
ask me how
experience.
old I am. I'm not gonna tell you. But I'm not a super prolific cosplayer. That's kind of like one thing a year. Two, once my husband started cosplaying with me. But yeah, I'm not like running super crazy projects, going to multiple conventions and like doing everything. It's just like, yeah, let's do one thing. Um, I come about from a background in design and 3D modeling and artsy stuff, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whew. So yeah, if you have any design questions, just ask her.
I'll lie my way through it.
And you did Aisling, and your husband did Cador as well.
Yeah,
So
Ashley and Theodore.
yeah.
And that was an experience. I never want to style a wig ever again.
Beach balls. Beach balls. She used beach balls to make that huge.
Balls. The secret to Ashling's hair? Beach balls.
Beach balls.
You heard it here.
Here. And as for this cosplay, I'll go ahead and let you start. What are you thinking for your process on making the wands? Let's give it a little.
All right. So for Mozu's wands, I'm going to be I'm thinking of making one in styrofoam and one in EVA foam. You could do this in wood if you have the tools, but styrofoam, EVA foam, they're easy to get. You can get them from your local craft store. I'm going to be using Florists foam. And EVA foam, you can get thick foam mats at Home Depot, Lowe's, any hardware store, which has like I get the puzzle piece ones. They're like 2.5 by 2.5 feet. They go on the floor. They're cheap. They're easy to work with, and they're very forgiving. So I'm also going to be using my airbrush for the very first time. So fingers crossed, that's not a disaster.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be fine. I have faith in your a decade of cosplay experience.
I tend to muddle through all right. It'll turn out acceptable.
It'll be beautiful. You say that with like flawless. Can I help you? Flawless accessories behind you. Michelle's very cute and modest. That's why we love her.
Oh, I is. So yeah, I'm sticking with something simple this time because I do have another big project going on at the moment. So after Mozu, things will probably get a bit more detailed on my end.
Excellent.
How are you going to be tackling the hat, Timbre?
No idea. Just kidding. I have a slight idea. I'm not as well planned as you, but I have. We're actually using a tutorial, which is going to be really exciting because tutorials are huge for cosplayers. You can basically find any resource, and if you go to Gigantic Cosplay on the Facebook, there's actually a huge resource list of where to find tutorials. So I found this great cosplay. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's pretty cool. Vensy, and she does a lot of League of Legends cosplay, and she did Lulu's hat, and she actually detailed her whole process making Lulu's hat, which is an oversized hat, very much like Mozu's. So I'll be following her tutorial, which calls for wire, batting, felt, and a lot of tape. And I'm basically going to be making a wired skeleton of Mozu's hat, sewing batting onto it, both on the inside and outside, and then taking felt and finishing it off with felt and basically sewing it on like a little slip. I'm hoping it'll work out. And yeah, so that's basically it. I think batting's probably the most expensive material out of that. Felt is pretty cheap fabric to get, and as Vinod said, would work really well for it. The wiring, depending on what you get, her tutorial calls for like copper welding sticks, which you can get at some stores, and I kind of had trouble finding it, so I just went to Home Depot and got like wire that you can just easily bend with your fingers. Copper wire would be good, but something sturdy as well, because you don't want it falling apart on your head. And that's basically it. And I'll post links to all the materials. We'll get links from Michelle for all the materials, because we're going to give you guys a week to get materials yourselves. If you'd like to craft along with us, we highly encourage it. And if you want to make a robe and you want to be on the stream, also let us know, because cosplay takes a village, and we want you guys to be involved because you guys are a cosplay family, and we want to make
it's a
costumes
community.
for you. Right. So yeah, so we'll be posting that all, and we'll make a YouTube video. Blah blah blah. We'll get to that.
By the way, it's funny how much cosplay, like how much you need to go to the hardware store. You wouldn't think it for so many things, but it's like, nah. I'd say it's like half Joann's, half Home Depot.
Yeah. And they never have a clue what you're talking about. You saw the picture I posted. I was in Home Depot. I was like, "Excuse me, I need copper wiring," and I was sent to the plumbing aisle for copper piping. And I was like, "I cannot make a hat out of. I can make a bathroom. I cannot do that."
Not quite the plan.
Yeah. And Geek Faye's gonna make some wands out of hot glue and chopsticks. And I want to say it's a joke, but I can guarantee you could probably make some cool wands out of that and
Probably
a lot of paint.
could.
Yeah.
You could also like go really hardcore if you wanted and like sculpt a wand or carve it out of wood and then cast it and do it in resin. You could go crazy with some of this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're
Not quite. You're not going to cast it in resin?
I'm not going to be casting in resin. I don't have the time for it this month. It was a thought. It was considered and sadly rejected.
Oh. But yeah, so we're going to be making our stuff fairly simple, very simple items. So again, feel free to follow along with us and join us. I think we'll be doing Google Hangouts next week for all of that. So we'll see how that goes as well. Yeah.
By the way, our schedule, we're going to be getting together every Tuesday at 7 o'clock and hanging out and crafting.
Be there.
So definitely come join us if you'd like to be a part of the actual stream. Just kind of shoot us a message. Let us know.
Yeah, we want you. And you can shoot us a message on Twitch, on Facebook. We also have a Twitter. So any of those things will work and we'll get a hold of you and have you come craft with us because we love that.
You can find all those links down below in the stream profile.
Yeah, so do it.
So take a look.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean like I said, next Tuesday we're gonna be straight crafting. It's gonna be way less of us chatting your ear off. Even though I loved having Vinod, that was great.
Well, we'll still probably be talking a lot.
Oh, they know. They know. They say I won't talk, but they know. They know better. You guys know better. So yeah, very exciting. Did you have anything else for our darling? Because I got rid of the schedules. I hate schedules and directions. So.
All right. So, I guess for materials, Joanne's always has tons of coupons, especially if you sign up for their rewards program. It's completely free, and oh my gosh, you get inundated with emails. So many coupons all the time. I know Michael's often has coupons as well, but not quite so many. And kind of always check out your local hobby stores if you don't have those. I know there's also Hobby Lobby, which I have not shopped at. So I don't really know what they carry.
Everything.
Hobby stuff. I did see they carry airbrush paints, so I'll probably have to make a foray to Hobby Lobby at some point. Also, hardware stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, Orchard Supply and Hardware.
Ace.
Those are great resources. Ace for foam, for the thicker foam. You can get the thin foam at the craft stores, but for like 1/2 inch or giant, like 6 foot by 5 foot mats of 1/4 inch floor foam, I get that at Lowe's.
Very nice. Yeah, Walmart sells EVA foam mats as well. Those big gray foam mats for cheap, dirt cheap, as they sell everything. If you like shopping at Walmart, there it is. So, yeah, and again,
as long as the package says EVA,
you got it. Yeah,
you're good.
And we definitely will be using a lot of that eventually for armor and stuff. I'm sure we'll get to that. Less for the hat, though. I don't think I'll use any.
Oh, and that's something else you could consider for Mozu's vest. Foam.
Oh, yes.
Doesn't necessarily have to be leather or vinyl. If you're not into, sewing, you could get foam and kind of cut it, shape it. It's durable. It shapes really well. It's really
light,
forgiving. And you could paint it to look like leather.
Yeah. I bet you could do that for her hat, even. If you didn't want to go through all the trouble of doing a skeleton, I bet you could cut out slips and glue them together. And because it's heat activated, so you throw that heat gun on it and give it that curve. Power of paint. Don't ever underestimate the power of a good paint job because you can make it look like anything. Anything you want.
And I guarantee you there's a tutorial somewhere for how to paint something to look like leather.
Yep. And if it's out there, we'll find it. We'll find it. Oh, that did not work out. God damn it. All right. Well.
All right.
our process, and we'll be making a video of this and all that. So if you need to rewatch it, send it to your friends, watch it again, share it, do whatever you'd like with it. I don't care. And that will be up at Gigantic Cosplay YouTube channel. And also, yep, all links below. And before we go, just a couple big thanks for this opening sequence. Big thanks to Motiga Games for making this happen. You guys are awesome and super, super supportive of all your cosplayers. It's just been a incredible reception for cosplayers. Big thanks specifically to Talipo, who made that revamp of the cosplay kit, who really helped us out with all this and getting us Vinod. I really want to call him Vinard still. Vinod, thank you so much. And, thank you to everyone who said okay to him. Thank you. We love you, Motiga Games. Also, a big thanks to Gigi Unleashed, who will be hosting us and also giving us a little cosplay corner on their website as well. And also a big shout out to Tim for doing that. He's going through some hard times. There's a crowdfunding link for him, which we'll link to help him and his family because he got hit by a tornado, because tornadoes are dickheads.
Yeah, if you haven't heard, Tim, in charge of GG Unleashed, he and his family lost their house.
Yeah.
Just this week.
Yeah. So anything, share anything. Yeah. And
are you gonna put a link below or in the chat? Or...
do you want to grab the link for the chat? That sounds great. I'm terrified to touch my browser because I'll lose the video again.
All right.
Anyway, and while she does that, lastly, a huge thanks to you guys, for everyone for tuning in and listening to us and our ridiculousness. And we hope to see you next week for actual crafting and stuff. We really couldn't do it without you, for the gigantic cosplay community. Thank you so much. We love you guys.
All right, and I just put the link in the chat. So if you'd like to, give even just words of hope to Tim and his family, or if you'd like to donate to their crowd fund to help them get through this hard time, the link is in the chat.
Yep, because that's what Go Gigantic family does, is we're fam. So, anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. We're really excited to bring you Mozu's hat and wands and help get you guys on your cosplay way. We'll get there. Okay. Oh, Rabacoon, hi, I love you. Also, thank you so much, Rabacoon, for making all of our art stuff and letting us use all her art stuff. Yes, that is all her artwork. She is great and cute and takes commissions. I don't know if she's taking commissions right now, but she might be. Send her an email, give her your money, because she's awesome. Okay.
And she's on Twitter, too.
Yeah. I think I have her link somewhere. I should. If I don't, I'm going to add her.
I think it's on the main splash page.
Yeah, I'm great. I figured it out. Did it.
All right. So, yes, thank you again, Rabbit-kun. Yes. And we will be back next Tuesday.
7 o'clock sharp. Yep. Our time.
Sharp 8.
PDT. Sharp 8. About as sharp as we were this time. All right, everyone. Have a lovely and safe and beautiful night. Go out there. Get some stuff to craft. Come craft with us. Okay?
All right. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good night.